I hope you're excited. So we have a magician, Mark, who will be doing some bottle tricks. I'm not sure how he's going to do that. So Mike, all set, all yours.
Hey friends, how's it going? My name is Mark James. A great pleasure to meet you all. Please give me a double-handed wave if you can see and hear me. Excellent, that's a good start. So hello everyone, welcome to my little part of your conference. My name is Mark James. I am all the way from England and it is very early and very cold here. I think I'm the only magician in the whole of the UK that is out of bed right now. Since 6 a.m. this morning, excited to perform for you guys. I'll be with you for the next 3 days, a little spot every single day, showing you some different magic and having some fun. So I hope you will enjoy that too. A couple of times through this, I'm also going to ask some of you to unmute and help me out a tiny little bit with a couple of tricks, because magic is of course interactive, so I will need a tiny little bit of your help as we go along. But with that being said, I hope you are all excited. Let us begin with our very first trick. Now, the first trick that I'm going to perform for you is called the world famous cup and ball trick. Watch closely. This is a piece of good old sleight of hand, the world famous cup and ball trick. Now, it only needs 3 things. One of them is a cup, one of them is a ball, and one of them is one of you. So I'm going to ask somebody to unmute. Ashutosh, could you please unmute for me and shout hello nice and loud?
Hello.
Hello, how's it going? I'm glad that you came back to me there. I'm going to ask you to play this little game with me, okay? All you have to do in this little game is watch this ball. Sometimes it will be inside of my hand. Sometimes it will be back inside of this cup, and every now and again it will be inside of my pocket. All you have to do is guess, but don't worry if you get it wrong, because as everyone can see, I talk fast. I move pretty fast, but most importantly for this trick, I cheat. But with you, my friend, I'll be honest about how I cheat. All right, I put the ball into the cup. Then I turn it over quickly. That is to confuse you on purpose. Now it's very difficult to tell where it is. And I'll be honest, if you say the cup, I'm going to sneak it into the pocket. But if you say the pocket, I sneak the ball back underneath the cup, because that is how the trick works. Now, do not worry. I didn't swallow this ball, because if you swallow a ball this big, it hurts. Twice. Think about that. Just remember that if it looks like I take it out and put it in my pocket, sometimes that's when I sneak it in. But if it looks like I sneak it in, sometimes that's when I take it back out and put it in my pocket. So don't take your eye off the ball and guess the opposite of whatever you think. Here we go. Okay, my friend, do you think the ball is in the hand or the pocket? In the pocket. Don't forget, I always sneak the ball back underneath the cup, because that is, after all, how the trick works. Let's do this one more time. A 50-50. Which hand, left or right?
Right there, I can see it.
Take your eye off the cup, that's good. Now you get the idea of the game. As long as you focus right here, you will never be wrong. So watch the ball very closely. I'm waiting for that moment of distraction where you just look away for a second and I sneak the ball somewhere that you are not expecting. All right, my friend, where do you think the ball is now?
Under the cup.
Have you seen this before? You said under the cup. I can't believe this. It can't be under the cup, no, because that's where I keep the lemon. It was a great guess, though. I'm glad that you went for it. Please, friends, hold your applause. No, seriously, save it for the orange. That is 2 in a row. And for this, my friends, I thank you. Thank you all. As this is a virtual world, we switch shaking our hands like this for clapping. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Ashutosh. Right now, let's talk about how I got into
Mark, it's Gavin. It's just that the music is a little loud. People are just saying it's just a little bit too loud, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate that. So friends, let's talk about how I've turned it down. Let's talk about how I got into magic. When I was, I'd never seen a magician before, and I was once on vacation. And on vacation, I'd heard there was going to be a magician performing. I was very excited. So I headed to the room where they were going to be on stage. I sat down on the dance floor. I was surrounded by kids. I stared up at the stage. I was so excited when the magician came on that I thought I was going to wet myself. I was 25 years old at the time, so when I did, it was very embarrassing. But the magician came out on stage, and they said they were going to do something amazing. They took out some cards, and they counted that they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And what they did is they threw one of those cards away. But when they counted, they still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I'll be honest, at this point, nobody was impressed. That's a great impression. Well done, everyone. So he tried again. This time he took his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And to try and make it twice as good as before, he threw away 2. But when he counted, he still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. People began to pay attention, and the tension was building. So one more time, he took his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And this time he threw away 3. But when he counted, he still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and there was spontaneous applause. That's spontaneous. I'll take that, especially as I asked for it. So I decided I had to learn this trick. I went to the shop. I said, do you have the trick where the magician takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards? He throws away 1, then he throws away 1, 2, then he throws away 1, 2, 3 cards, but still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. He said, I'm sorry, we don't sell that trick. I said, why not? He said, because this is a butcher's, the magic shop's next door. I was so excited I'd gone in the wrong place. As I was leaving, he said, stop, I'll bet you £50 you cannot get the meat down from that top shelf. I said, I won't bet, the stakes are too high. I didn't promise to be funny, only to do good magic tricks. So I went next door to the magic store. I said, have you got the trick where the magician takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, throws away 3, still has 6? He said, I don't. But if you come back next week, I will get it in for you. So I went back next week. Luckily, that means you don't have to. So now I can take my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I throw away 1, 2, 3, and somehow still have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is embarrassing. Do you mind just looking away for a second while I pick something up off the floor? It's got nothing to do with the trick, I promise. Okay, fine, don't worry. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and that was spontaneous applause. Thank you, friends. Now, I've got to tell you, I haven't had my breakfast yet this morning, so if you'll bear with me, I'm going to do that right now. I know. Oh, thank you, friends. That was my breakfast. Oh, interesting thing to eat on early on this time on the morning. That's what all magicians eat, by the way. We eat giant, big, long balloons. Now, I believe our friend the host promised you that I was about to perform a trick using some bottles. And now on that score, I would like to show you something. Because each morning, I'm only going to have about 15 minutes to try and squeeze in as much magic as I can. So with that in mind, what I'd now like to try and do is show you 2 tricks at exactly the same time. Let's begin. I'm in position. Here we go. 2 tricks at exactly the same time. But do not worry, the idea behind this is very, very simple. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to try and make this bottle vanish from here and reappear right there where this glass is standing. Then at the same time, we're going to try and make the glass vanish from here and reappear there where the bottle is standing. Now, this would usually be referred to as a transposition. But make no mistake, it is 2 completely separate tricks, both happening at the same time. If you like that, I can do it again. I brought a spare. Look at that. This is magic you can show your kids. By the way, this is harder than it looks. I can do this all morning. 2 tricks at exactly the same time. Now, you've probably heard of the old magicians who would change places with their assistants under the cover of a cloth. Or maybe you've seen a sleight of hand magician making one card change places with another under the wave of a hand. If I'm to make this bottle change place with this glass and this glass with this bottle, I need the cover of these 2 tubes. We have number 1 tube and number 2 tube. And if you want to see how it works, go look on YouTube. Here we go. We'll cover the glass with 1 tube and the bottle with the other. Whoops. Okay. Let me explain. When you do tricks with breakables, it's a good idea to have a spare just in case the trick... Could you just all help me out and pretend you didn't see this? I mean, that this one's only here, of course, in case that one gets broken. I'm sure you understand. Here we go then. Watch close. They are going to change places. Now, it hasn't happened yet, unless you forgot where they were. In which case, ta-da. This trick will only work if the bottle is exactly the same distance from the glass as the glass is from the bottle. And now we are ready to begin. That was perfect this morning. Right, here we go then. Watch closely. They're going to change places. Change! Friends, a miracle has occurred. The bottle and the glass did in fact change places, but this trick gets better. Look, as I change them right back again. Comedy, that is a gift, but don't worry, I've kept the receipt. Okay, fine. Don't worry. Now, sometimes I can actually do this. Don't laugh, though, because sometimes, occasionally, only every now and again, this thing really works. But that part is just a trick, and we're going to get to that in a second. So we start by covering the bottle with 1 tube and the glass with the other tube. Whoops. Extras, breakables, I'm sure you understand by now. We cover the glass with the other tube, and they change places. But how does it work? Well, of course, it is an extra bottle. That's why this is a trick with bottles and not bottle. In fact, forget 2 tricks at once. Let's do 2 tricks with 1 hand behind my back. Look carefully as the glass becomes the bottle, and the bottle becomes the glass. And if a glass truly can become a bottle, then even a full twist of this tube would not stop a bottle from becoming a glass, provided you have an extra bottle. And luckily for me, I do. So with all of these bottles and glasses floating around, you're probably saying, Mark, that's all very well and good, but how do we even know that that is the same bottle? Well, for that, I need this. A small white handkerchief. This is not surrender. Not yet, anyway. I will tie this around the neck of the bottle. That way, should the bottle and glass change places, you will know that it is the exact same bottle and not, say, another random bottle that I really should have known was going to be there. That is embarrassing. Right, here we go then. Watch close. We cover the bottle. And remember that here we have the glass and here we have the bottle, but the handkerchief is tied around its neck. So if they change places, if they really do change places, then the handkerchief would be intact, and that would really be quite something. And in fact, if I get rid of the handkerchief, we should be able to make them change all the way back. Thank you, friends. Now, I've had an idea. Let's try something special, because this is a special morning. It's not every single day that I'm performing halfway across the world. So I'm going to try something a little bit extra using the white handkerchief. Let's take the handkerchief and poke it down into my fist. Watch close. Now, normally when a magician takes a handkerchief and puts it into their hand, someone shouts, "It's up your sleeve." I say, no, up yours. It's an English terminology, which, here we go, watch close. The handkerchief vanishes. It doesn't just vanish, though. It begins its travel around the world. This is the part that you won't believe. Ashutosh, we never set this up before, right? Take a look in your right trouser pocket right now. The handkerchief will have landed in there. But it didn't stay there. It carried on all the way back around the world. That would have been really amazing. I wish I was that good. And it reappears right back here on my bottle, just where I hoped that it might. So now that you know it is indeed the same bottle, the same handkerchief, the same everything, the real question is, how quickly can I really do this trick? Well, let's find out. Remember that here we have a glass and here we have a bottle. So that is a glass and a bottle. A glass and a bottle. Not a bottle and a glass. That is a very different trick. This is a glass and a bottle. Actually, it was a bottle and a glass. Then it was a glass and a bottle. Then it was a bottle, glass, bottle, glass, bottle, glass, bottle. Very difficult to tell them apart, you see, because they change so quickly. But how? It's because of all the spares. Well, I keep one here and I keep one there and I keep one there and I keep one there and one there, and that, my friends, is my bottle and glass trick. I thank you. Oh, what a lovely crowd. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
That was amazing, Mark. I hope those wine bottles are not empty.
Those
I
wine...
could have replicated those.
Yeah, no, they were full, but I had a long night last night. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, this is a trick I have to learn. because I have empty bottle. I can just fill
Let's
it
go
up.
into a side room and I'll teach you exactly how to do it.
Awesome, Mark. Thank you so much for the magic, and it was exciting to see that.
Thank you, my friend. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, where I'll be showing you magic utilizing sleight of hand entirely, all sorts of different sleight of hand. So I look forward to seeing you again in the morning. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Mark. Great. So that was an amazing trick to learn. So that will happen after 4 p.m. I guess. We'll be learning some magic